The creation of the 12 tribes of Shincheonji, spiritual New Israel. The physical Israelites, who believe in God as their father, are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through their lineage. Furthermore, there are those who became children of God by accepting Jesus at the first coming. They were born, not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. John 1:1-2, 1:3. They are spiritual Israel, the spiritual children of God. God has been fulfilling His will on earth, as it is in heaven. Thus, today, the time of the fulfillment of Revelation, as recorded in Revelation 7 and 14, the 12 tribes of Shincheonji have been created with God's seal. Revelation 21:1. They are the spiritual New Israel, and they too are the spiritual children of God. In the New Testament book of Revelation, Jesus said, "Overcome." Thus, in Revelation 12, He fought and defeated the red dragon, the devil with 7 heads and 10 horns, who entered God's kingdom. After defeating and casting out the dragon's hordes, God's kingdom and people came into existence. For this reason, the New Testament book of Revelation frequently repeats the words, "Overcome." Today, Shincheonji, according to the New Testament book of Revelation, was created with God's seal and the 12 tribes. The creation of the 12 tribes of Shincheonji was created without addition or subtraction, as described in the New Testament book of Revelation. Verify this. These 12 tribes were promised by God in the New Testament book of Revelation, and are being fulfilled today according to that promise. They were not created by human will. The first coming Jesus fulfilled the Old Testament promise and established the 12 tribes with the 12 disciples. Today, Shincheonji has fulfilled what was promised in the New Testament, the 12 tribes. Therefore, Shincheonji was established as the 12 tribes in Revelation 7, following the judgment of the apostate chosen people in Revelation 6, as described in the New Testament. Therefore, Shincheonji is a created entity according to the promise of the New Testament. Why do you not believe in the 12 tribes of Shincheonji, which were created according to the promise of the New Testament? Those who do not believe in the 12 tribes of Shincheonji, which were created according to this promise, are outsiders and do not believe in God and His Word. Next word. Will there be believers at the second coming of Jesus? During His first coming, Jesus often called His followers of little faith. Will there be believers today, the time of the New Testament's revelation, at the second coming? As seen in Luke 18:8, Jesus asked, "When the Son of Man comes again, will He find faith?" How can they believe, when they do not understand the meaning or reality of the New Testament's revelation prophecy? Yet, while they do not know themselves, they call those outside their own faith heretics. The Christian world is in a state of confusion. Revelation 22 states that those who add to, or subtract from the New Testament's revelation will be cursed. Disaster. It's been nearly 2,000 years since the book of Revelation was written, yet not a single member of the traditional Christian church has mastered its meaning. This means that not a single one of them will enter heaven. While the theological doctors and pastors of the traditional church spoke with sanctity, their words and beliefs were false. The pastors and theological doctors of the traditional church, who added to and subtracted from the book of Revelation, were the ones who most frequently called it heresy. Just as the shepherds of Jerusalem at the time of Jesus' first coming called Jesus, who mastered the Old Testament, a heretic, today's pastors of the traditional church also call Shincheonji, who even masters the essence of the New Testament's book of Revelation, a heresy. Therefore, Shincheonji has repeatedly offered to hold a public Bible test based on the book of Revelation, but not a single person has responded. Why didn't they take the test? Because they lacked the confidence to overcome with the truth the word of Revelation. The pastors and theological doctors of the traditional church were quite adept at calling them heresies without even knowing when, what course, or where the second coming Jesus would take. Those who delight in them seems to be the devils. Why? Because they are good at lying. See John 8:44. He said that those who add to, or subtract from the book of Revelation will be cursed and will not enter heaven. Therefore, the pastors, who add to or subtract from the book of Revelation and their followers will also be cursed and will not enter heaven. Are these pastors for the truth, or pastors who minister, as a means to make a living? The answer is pastors who minister, as a means to make a living. Jesus asked, "Will we find anyone with faith at the second coming?" Today, the time of the fulfillment of Revelation, only those who belong to the 12 tribes of Shincheonji, created according to the promise of Revelation, and who master the book of Revelation can enter heaven. Let us not be of little faith, but believe in the word of Revelation testified by Shincheonji, master the book of Revelation, and enter heaven together.